You're literally insane if you're playing this shit on hardcore. I don't even know, bro. I don't think even the pros, it's gonna be a minute before the pros even get like max level on this. Could you imagine getting to level 100 on this on hardcore? Bro, like there's no way. It's gonna take a long time before somebody pulls it off.
Flesh and bone, you'll burn, Merkadis scum. Burn, burn, burn! I can't do that for the king! Burn, burn, burn! Not yet! Need mana! I can't do that yet.
See, I got good damage too. That was, I mean, this isn't cruel, right? Act 2 cruel. Level 55 now. And it just melted him like it was nothing. And I have, look at that, my shield overflows. So technically I only have 2800, but because of my overflow, right, I can get essentially unlimited, which is just insane. So like, I have so much tankability already built, and now all of my passives from here on out essentially are going to be mostly like, I'm going to pick up more cast speed, obviously more damage over here. I'm going to go up here, get the lightning damage. So I have like an insane amount more damage I'm going to be getting, right? Because I'm only level 55, but I don't know. I could break it down real quick and make a video on it for people interested in trying to do what I'm doing. Keep in mind, I'm new to the game, right? I only know as much as I've played. I haven't done much research. I did look around a little bit to see what other people are doing, but I can't really find anybody else doing what I'm trying to do, I guess. Like there's similar, like there are Spark builds out there, right? There are Stormweavers, but the way I'm doing it is definitely a lot different than anybody else I've seen. And the major difference is, I mean, you can see my abilities are very few, I guess is the best way to put it, right? I'm not using that many. In terms of like, I don't have my bar filled up or whatever. But the reason for that is because I'm actually, look how many, so I have Raging Spirit, I have Cast on Shock, I have Grim Feast. That's what gives me that overflow on my shield. And then I have Mana Remnants, right? Which is what gives me insane amount of mana back. So I'm like self-buffing as much as I can. And actually what I'm going to do is, I have 160 spirit right now, but in Act 3, I'll get another plus 30. So I'll have 190. And then once I get to 190, I'm going to switch out Raging Spirits for, there's one that like you can basically have a curse as an aura. And that's my plan. So I'm going to run Cast Shock, Grim Feast, Mana Remnants, and then the aura thing. At least that's the idea. We'll see if it works out or not. But in terms of like abilities, Power Siphon, Malice, I'm using Malice on the Scepter. Scepter gives me the spirit to do what I'm trying to do, but Malice also gives me more crit chance. And Power Siphon I don't actually really use honestly at all. But so when it comes to abilities, like I said, so Elemental Storm is just a passive, and that's through my Stormweaver Ascendancy. And then Spark is my main ability, and I'm running Acceleration, Pierce, and Tempo. And I'm trying to get this thing to pump out as fast as I can. I'm all about speed because they disappear pretty quickly. So I'm just trying to get super, super fast. And also, you know, the faster and the more hits I get, the more chance I have to proc Elemental Storm. And also in my Cast on Shock, I'm running Comet with Spell Echo. So it basically doubles it and gives it more area of effect damage. And then I put Hourglass in it to give it 40 times more damage. And for now it works good. I tried not using Hourglass like to see if it would proc more, and honestly it didn't seem like it procced much more. So I was like, I might as well just put Hourglass in for the extra, because I'm not sure how the plus 10 second cooldown works honestly in this. I don't know if it actually like counts and it does have a 10-second cooldown, or not, right? It might just negate it. I really don't know. Because obviously like this one has less cast speed, but that's doesn't matter. At least it doesn't seem to matter, right? So I don't know. If it doesn't, then it's a no-brainer to use that, because it obviously it hits super hard. But yeah, so I'm using, like I said, Mana Remnants with Clarity, and then Grim Feast again to get the overflow shield regen stuff as I'm fighting. Cast on Shock, like I just said, for the big hits. And I am gonna try, once I get the rank 13 or level 13 lightning thing, I'm gonna try that instead of Comet to see if I like it better, because obviously I'm building mostly into lightning damage. But it is kind of nice because then I'm, you know, with my firewall to buff my sparks, and then having the comets, I'm essentially, you know, the perfect storm is what I was calling it, because I'm using fire, ice, and lightning, all of it. So it's kind of cool. It's a really cool, fun visual, like super fun, obviously insanely tanky, tons of damage. I mean, I can't see anything wrong with the build, like quite literally. Like it's super fun to play, it's super tanky, and it has insane damage, and it's only gonna have more damage and really only more tankiness as I go. But yeah, so then for Mana Tempest, this is huge though. This is a big part of the burst. So basically, like on that fight, when I set up, right? So what I'm doing is I cast my conductivity. I try to start with that. I'll cast that on a boss or mobs when I'm pulling. That's like my initial thing, because it has a little bit of a delay to it. So I always try to start with that. And so I'll cast that, then I cast my shield, and then I throw up my orb, and then I'll start pumping and then hit Tempest, right? And that is when you get just insane damage. So that's kind of the rotation, loose rotation. Obviously it's a little bit situational depending on, you know, whatever. But that's the gist of it. You start out with conductivity, flame wall, orb, and then Mana Tempest, and then just go ham. But Mana Tempest is just, it gives you an insane amount of damage boost, right? It's basically like going berserk, or I don't know, whatever you want to call it, but it's a big burst ability, huge burst, and you can definitely feel it when you pop it, right? Especially if you get it set up right. But on this, I'm using the less cost, so it uses less mana, so I can sit in it longer, and then premeditation to do more damage with it, of course. And then conductivity right now, what I'm running is magnified effect, because it makes it bigger, so I hit more mobs when I'm pulling. And then impending doom, low key, dude, I don't know, it feels good to me. Like you literally will see, like when I kill a mob, they explode. It's almost like a mini corpse explosion, and everything just kind of dies. So I've been liking it. This is what I've been running, and I don't plan on changing it. Orb of Storms, I am planning on changing this. I've been trying a lot of different things, and right now, as it sits, I'm not gonna keep it like this. Honestly, like I'm probably gonna change every one of these out. I might keep Chain, I'm not sure. Definitely gonna get rid of Expanse, and I'm definitely gonna get rid of this. My plan is I'm gonna actually turn this into, instead of trying to do damage with it per se to buff it, I'm going to do a hold on, wait, I think I gotta release this person, sorry. That way she stops talking. But yeah, so Orb of Storms, I think I'm gonna put like mana, I can't remember what it, like mana font, I think it's called. So basically any stationary object, I don't know if it'll work in it or not, but if it does, it'll just give me more mana regen, and then I can stack it with Tempest, and again, I can just sit in it longer, right? So that's kind of my plan of Orb of Storms. Still gonna play around with that, try to figure something out, maybe use it as more of a buff, because again, look at all the buffs I'm getting. I'm buffing so that, you know, I'm super tanky, I can stay in it and then just basically delete whatever's around me, is kind of the game plan of what I'm trying to do. So again, I'm gonna definitely play around with that yet. Flame Wall for now, I have Persistence just to keep it up longer. I don't have to keep spamming it as much. And then I have Fortress because it makes it's easier to get all of the sparks to go through it and inflame them basically, or ignite them or whatever. I'm not really using Flame Wall for damage, so that's why same thing with Orb of Storms. I'm gonna use it more as a buff. I'm gonna basically buff everything I can, debuff and buff, and then go ham with Mana Tempest, and obviously the cast on Shock, and then my Spark, right, and Elemental Storm. So that's the plan anyway. And then I don't know if I showed my elemental storm, but I got controlled destruction in it for now, execute, and ingenuity. And that's that is kind of, honestly, I might change that out too. Keep in mind, like I said, I'm just playing around with things, testing things out, trying to find what feels right to me. And I know obviously everything that I'm doing can be improved. That's kind of the beauty of the game. But as of right now, as you just saw and have been, if you've been watching the stream, like, I'm super tanky. Things die super fast, whether it's boss fights, rares, whatever. Yeah, but yeah, that I might end up, like I said, might end up swapping that out if anything in this. I like execute and I like destruction in it. They feel good. So, and then these I don't even use anything at the moment. But I might try to figure out, because Malice, actually Malice, Loki, I could probably buff with some stuff. I should look into that. I probably will there too. So again, keep in mind, this is loose. Like I said, playing around with a lot of stuff, trying to figure out, swapping things out, messing around, whatever. But you can see, as is, it's already super, super, super good, and it's only going to get better and better. And then I did go, Spark I started off with, right? Arcane Tempo, Pierce, and Acceleration for now. In terms of the gear, I mean, gear is going to be very situational, I think, for everybody. But all I'm trying to really do is stack as much energy shield as I possibly can. And then anything, if I can get resist, that's awesome, or max mana or max life. Any of that, that's what I'm looking for. Resistances, energy shield, max mana or max life. That's kind of what I'm trying to do on like armor. And then obviously movement speed is amazing on boots, right? Movement speed is always amazing. My gloves are pretty bad right now. Honestly, really bad. I haven't found anything better yet though. Same thing with my scepter, pretty bad. Haven't found anything better. My wand is pretty good. This one, you know, I'm doing lightning damage. That's my main source. So I got increased lightning damage, max mana, attack speed, int, and mana regen. Honestly, not terrible. I kind of like it. This, again, the cast speed, I'm trying to get as fast as I can and pump out as much speed as I can with the sparks, and hoping that, you know, I can just create the quickest proccing, you know, delete build I can while being super tanky. Evasion rating, obviously not good. I don't really have any evasion, but that's just what I have for now, right? The resistances are good. Cast speed is good. That's the best I got. Same thing with the ring. This isn't necessarily what I would choose. It's just what I found, and it's not bad. It gives me max mana and helps with my mana flask. My amulet, again, energy shield, mana, int, resist, and then the crit hit chance low actually is not bad. So aside, if this didn't have accuracy rating, if this had like max life or something instead, this would actually be a really good amulet, or a different resist or something. But again, I'm just, whatever, the best of what I can find is basically what I'm using at the moment, right? And this is what I've been able to find so far, and or craft. But this is a big part of it. I got this early on, and this is honestly the reason why I went with energy shield off the rip. I didn't even really essentially like plan to do what I'm doing with energy shield, but it just feels right. But this was my first legendary I found in the game, like at a low level, and put it on, and I just kind of rolled with it. And honestly, like I said, it feels super good. It feels insanely good, actually. I'll probably, so like I think I'm getting to the point now where I only get 154 energy shield. Yeah, I do get 50% of max life converted, but I don't have that much max life. So I'm kind of thinking, you know, if I get a really good chest piece, I might swap that out with a rare one, as long as I can get a big chunk of that energy shield with it, if that makes sense. But we'll see how it turns out, right? But for now, like I said, this was one of the first items I got. I rolled with it, and it's been amazing. The belt, not necessarily what I would choose, but again, it's just the best of what I have right now. So you can see it, I'm getting as much resist all over that I can. I got fire resist here, you know, I got chaos resist here, I got fire and cold. Honestly, the main thing I'm lacking is lightning. I have a little bit here, but I could definitely use a little bit more. But yeah, all in all, like I said, that's where I'm getting the tankiness, and like I said, the abilities slash passives are where I'm getting insane amount of damage as well, which I'll show you in a second. The flask are kind of, you know, I try to get gains charges back and increased amount. That's kind of what I like to do. And for the charm right now, I'm running immune to freeze because I've noticed when I get frozen, that's when I die the most. So I just popped that in there and it seems to help. So yeah, gear wise, that's where it's at for now. And again, keep in mind, everything I'm doing it's good right now, but I'm gonna be getting it much better. So if you are watching this on YouTube, make sure to come kick it. Twitch.tv/Merkadis. Come check it out, see where I'm going with it. If you have any questions on it, or if you have any like insight or recommendations on it as well, feel free to come through, hang out, and kick it, and yeah, try to come up with some, make it even more crazy than it already is. Passives though, let's go over that real quick. Let me show you what I got going on here. So I started off with Arcane Surge. My first 2 points, I got that. Again, because I tried to get as much attack speed as I could right off the rip, and I'm still trying to get more. But then when I got my first 2 points, then my 4th points, I ended up getting the Storm, and that's again just more damage, more sources to proc because I'm so tanky already, and yeah, it feels good for now. I initially tried Force of Will, but when I swapped to Tempest Caller and just kept the initial one, I like this better. And then for the actual like nodes, I went over and got Energy Shield first because I wanted to survive, because as most of you know, the game is very unforgiving, right? So I actually started over here and then wrapped in over here to get the attack speed, and then grabbed this, I believe, and then kind of worked my way out from there. And I believe I went right first. I honestly went to the right and then grabbed all this energy stuff. Then I started getting I got this. I came back and got this later, but this ain't bad. Like, it's just damage, right? So I started more on the right, moved over to more towards the left, and then I grabbed, you know, anything lightning or elemental that I could, right? Exploit elements, breath of lightning, again, more energy shield stuff, crit overload. You know, I just picked up everything that mattered in this area per se. Then I wrapped around here and grabbed the attack speed, because again, I'm just trying to get as much as I possibly can. And then my plan from here is to go, right now you can see I'm working my way over here, and I'm doing that because I'm gonna go grab these. This is my plan next. I'm gonna grab this node first, right? I'm gonna get Breaking Point, Natural, Storm Charged, and then I'm probably gonna get the attack. No, I'm gonna get the attack speed, at least these 3. I'm not sure if I'm gonna pick up this one or not. I mean, 60% cast speed is actually a lot for 10% hit, so I probably will. So yeah, I'm gonna get these, and then I might even get this, because I do have Arcane Surge, right, with my Ascendancy. So I might even get that. So again, I'm gonna get this, possibly this, probably this, and then once I'm done with these 3 sections, then end game, my plan is to go up here and finish off and get the rest of this lightning stuff up here. And I'm not sure, because I don't even have a guide build for this yet. I'm not sure what I can even all do, but I believe I can pull that off. And if not, like I said, I'll move things around to make it work. But that's the plan anyway. Like I said, come over here, grab this, grab this, grab this, and then go up here, come over here, grab all the lightning stuff up here. That'll be like end game, final insane mode. And realistically, honestly, after I do that, I'll probably even, instead of going this route, this is again just something I saw and potentially do if I have enough points to do it. So this is the fastest route to get here for now. But end game, once I get everything I want, and once I come up this way, I'll probably take these points back, and then because I went up this way to go over here, I'll actually come through over here. Then I get a jewel socket, and if you look here, I get more energy shield stuff to come out and grab all this stuff that I plan on getting anyway. You see what I'm saying? So, but again, this takes a lot more points to do right now to do that, to get here. So earlier, like early game, or I guess this is mid game, I feel like it's better to do this for now, because I can get there a lot faster and get the damage I need, because I'm super tanky already. But like I said, once it gets true end game to min max, I'm gonna try to pick these up too, take this route rather than the quick route, right? So again, just some food for thought, just plan, you know, giving you all the juice of what I'm thinking and what I'm trying to do and whatever. But so far so good. Like I said, it feels, the build feels, it's super fun to play. I'm very happy I went with what I went with. you know, honestly, it's really easy to play because I don't have an insane amount of abilities that I'm casting. I'm more about buffing myself up and ripping with what I got, and then having stuff auto cast, right? Elemental Storm, auto cast. Comet, auto cast, right? So like I do have more abilities. I'm just having them proc based rather than me casting them, right? And I'm just buffing as much as I can / debuffing enemies and then hitting the procs and just deleting stuff that way. Super fun. I like it. I plan to stick with it and see how far it can actually end up going, because like I said, it already feels insanely strong, and I can't imagine once I get all the nodes I'm looking at, like holy crap, dude, it should be insane. But yeah, I think that's it, right? Skills, passives, ascendancy. I even went over gear, gave you guys a little extra juice with the what I'm even planning on doing moving forward, and I even talked a little bit about the rotation on how to play it well or set it up to do well with it. Another little tidbit for when you're playing, so I am super tanky, and I honestly sometimes I'll get lazy. I'm like, oh, I could just tank this. Don't do that. The game will humble you very fast. Yes, I am tanky. Yes, I am super strong, but like you just have to keep at least sidestepping, at least keep moving a little bit. I don't know why, but if I just sit there, I die. But if as long as I'm sidestepping a little bit or moving a little bit, I'm fine. Like even for like a little normal pack is what I'm saying, right? So again, just pro tip, stay moving. Even if it's just side strafing or backing up or whatever, for whatever reason, it makes a big difference in terms of surviving, even when you are super tanky. It's almost like the game, like if you stand still and just sit there and cast, like you take more damage or something. And maybe that is the thing. I don't know. That's what it feels like to me. Like I said, as long as I'm just moving a little bit, I like, you know, it makes a big difference. But yeah, anyways, good luck with it. Hopefully that helps. I don't know. I'll call it the perfect storm, because like I said, right now I'm using every element in my arsenal, and it's just a blast visually. The playability of it, just everything about it. Nice, laid back, relaxed, a lot of fun. So good luck with it. And like I said, if you want to come kick it, see where, you know, what I end up doing next on it, or how I'm tuning it, or if you have any suggestions you want to come through, twitch.tv/Merkadis, come kick it with me, hang out, and yeah, good luck. And I will talk to you guys again with the next one.